It was October the last time SGA scored less than 20 points, but Minnesota held him to just 14, making his life absolute hell. But how exactly did they do that? Well, it starts off with a play like this, where you can see Anthony Edwards is clearly guarding SGA more than he is his own man in Williams. So SGA can't really attack to the middle of the court where he likes to go the most. So if he wants to go anywhere, he has to go towards the sideline, which is where Conley is playing help defense, ready to jab at SGA as he comes through. This is enough to make SGA pick up the ball, and once that happens, his options are very limited, which forced him to give the ball up to Jalen Williams. I want you to watch Edwards throughout this whole play. Yes, he's helping, but he's also in this passing lane most of the time between Williams and SGA, making it a little bit more difficult. That means that when this pass comes through, Williams has been forced to flare further up towards the top of the three-point line, which makes Edwards' recovery a little quicker, meaning Williams can't even actually get this shot up. One of Edwards' strengths is obviously his athleticism and his speed, so he's able to stay on the floor, force Williams to give the ball to Holmgren, who misses a contested three. The next play down the floor, we see Minnesota doing the exact same thing again, except Randall doesn't really play this one perfectly. He hedges too far off Holmgren and doesn't play in the passing lane like Edwards would, which means SJ is able to make a very simple pass to Holmgren, who knocks down the three. Following that play, OKC go for some pick and roll action, but nothing's really changed here for Minnesota. In fact, the only difference to the last two plays is Gobert is further up the floor because Hartenstein is setting the screen. Edwards' role doesn't change, he's still hedging, he's still playing the passing lane the best he can. And look what options this gives SGA. It's basically just the pass to the roller in Hartenstein, or he could potentially give it to Anthony Edwards' man. Randall's not letting the pass go to Holmgren, and the pass out to the corner where Conley's guarding is way too difficult with this many players around you. And Conley knows this, which is why he hedges off and goes towards the closest man that could actually receive the ball, which is Hartenstein, meaning he can disrupt the pass enough, making Hartenstein lose control and throwing the ball away. So essentially what we've established is the last three plays, the player who's defending this 45 wing player is helping off and causing a problem for SGA. Now SGA realizes this, and you can see here, he sends his teammates away. He's like, go to the corner, go to the baseline. I want the ISO here with the screen. I don't want that defender to be annoying me anymore. And it works. He gets the switch onto Gobert, blows by him towards the middle of the court, and gets a nice layup. And as good as a defender as Gobert is, he does make a mistake here. He needs to push SGA towards the highest help defender, which in this case would have been Randall on Holmgren. But he doesn't do that. He pushed him towards Conley. He's all the way back, which gives SGA too much momentum to the basket by the time Conley can help. Now, if we look at this play here, it's done more properly. It's exactly the same, but this time Gobert forces SGA towards Caruso's defender, who you notice is the one the highest up the floor. This means he can help early, stopping SGA's momentum and forcing him to give up the ball. Naz Reid not quite as fast as Edwards, which gives Caruso a chance to score here, but again, they're taking the ball out of SGA's hands. And it's this early help at or above the foul line that's super important for Minnesota. This play here, there's a miscommunication between Edwards and Gobert. Edwards sticks with Holmgren, whereas Gobert thinks he needs to pick up Holmgren and Edwards will rotate off. What this means is both the players are backpedaling. No one gets to SGA early, which allows him to make a move. And the player he is, even with four players semi-close, he's able to get in and draw the foul. And if it's not SGA scoring, it's easier for his teammates. The further he can penetrate, the later the help defense is going to be. We see here from Edwards. Edwards has to come up from defending the corner shooter. He commits to SGA, which is good. But because the help defense is so much later, there's no passing lane defense like we saw in those earlier clips. It's a very simple pass for SGA to AJ Mitchell, who should be hitting this three-pointer. And it must be said that McDaniels does a great job of defending SGA as well. You can see here they're trying to set a screen for SGA to get McDaniels off him, but he fights around it to make sure he can still play that defender because Oklahoma City are now trying a full ISO play. They stack all four players on this close side of the court and leave SGA by himself on the far side. Now, if you're SGA, you're probably not going to go middle here, right? Because that's where the four help defenders are. So you're going to go towards the baseline. And Randall knows this. As soon as SGA starts making his move, he's cheating over here towards the other side of the court and actually gets to contest the fadeaway jump shot with McDaniels. The other important thing to notice about this play is the rotations from Minnesota. They fill the two high passing lanes and cover Hartenstein down here low. And that's because look at where SGA is. The pass to Caruso here is again such a difficult one, and that's the one they're leaving open yet again. And this is what I want to see from OKC going into game 4, is they're going to have to get more movement from their off the ball players. They can't just be standing around like this. They're going to have to be cutting, moving, flaring behind, and trying to give SGA opportunities to punish Minnesota for playing so heavily on him. And the last thing I liked from Minnesota was rather than always this help defense, that occasionally mixed up with this hyper-aggressive defense, like Gobert does here off the screen, force the turnover, get in the passing lanes, and you can see here it gets Gobert a couple of free throws at the other end of the court. If you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe.